Following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. Once again, we go into the breach here, friends.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
And what do we have going on out here today? Well, we're up going into earnings from Google, who should be ashamed of themselves, along with Facebook, but there is no shame. Up 13 points on the S&P cash, 27, let's call it 2720 on the cash. Dow's up 95, almost 96. Nasdaq's up 76. The Russell's up 11 as we get a little bit of push here. When we look at the, I wanted to look at the volume, and we can. 3.7 billion shares. So, again, some of the big pushes we had last week, we were about 4.5 billion shares in this segment. So we'll watch it. But it looks a little lean to me. It started off fairly good. Last couple hours have been fairly weak. We also have a lot of propaganda in the market. We'll talk about what people are doing now, and I suspect for a reason. But there's always stock operators out there, but after a while, kind of easy to spot. So we'll talk about that today, and at least the ones I suspect that are being rather manipulated, if not molested, by the big titans of Wall Street. Other things going on out here, just waiting for earnings, and then that's about it. There's not that much going on the rest of the week. Where's it at here? Tomorrow morning we have Viacom, Ralph Lauren, Estee Lauder, Lennox, BP, Energizer Holdings. See how the batteries did with all the power out in the Midwest over the last couple of weeks. Is there anything else out there? Archer Daniels Midland Supermarket to the world. If you watch those horrible talk shows of the 90s, 80s, and 90s, they always sponsored those. So we got Google tonight. Not much going on out there. Tomorrow night, we get into, see, I get the rest of them out here. Snap, Walt Disney Electronic Arts, Skyworks Solutions 3D Systems, High Crush Partners, Tableau Software, Anadarko Petroleum. But again, maybe Disney could a little bit, but I don't think Disney's going to surprise. Be lucky if they hold where they're at. I can't think of anything in here really that's going to blow away the indexes unless they massively miss. But again, I just kind of watching it, just looks like it's not doing much. To see what else we have when we get into, there's just so many of these tiny little companies. Wednesday, we go into Take-Two Interactive in the morning, Spotify, Boston Scientific, Travago, Cummings, Humana. That's about it for the biggies in the morning. Let's see what we got in the afternoon. Going into the afternoon on Wednesday, we've got Chipotle, who hasn't sent anybody to the bathroom lately in the news. Match Group, iRobot, GoPro, Yelp, FireEye, NetEase, Fortinet, O'Reilly Automotive, Sonos Incorporated, Netgear, Keurig Dr. Pepper. It's okay. So let's see what we get into on Thursday. This is the time that I have a laundry list of stocks no one has ever heard of that are coming out. So let's see. Man, okay. I'll have to do a new one here, but looks like I'll try to get it done during the break, see what else is going on. So we got some earnings, but again, just looking at the charts and stuff, I don't think that much is going on. I'll look at CMG today. No one much talks about it anymore. So that'd be interesting. And we'll look at Google. And we'll do a little history, and we'll get started with the show.
Then it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
It is on this day in 1997 that Apple Computer completes the purchase of Steve Jobs' company Next for $427 million. Apple plans to use Next OpenStep OS to build the core of the next Mac operating system, eventually resulting in Mac OS X. Gil Amelio, with Steve Jobs as his advisor, makes plans to restructure Apple. Steve Jobs eventually advises the Apple board of directors to replace Gil Amelio and hire him as the interim CEO. Eventually, the interim title is dropped, and the rest is recent history. Yeah, he backstabbed Gil pretty hard to get him out, and pretty much exactly what happened last week in almost the exact same thing with the Intel CEO, stabbed in the back by somebody that from very political, doesn't know much about technology comparatively to the last CEO. But everybody wanted to stay away from it, so they didn't want any backstabbers at Intel. They already knew that it was a viper's pit, and decided not to stay fairly far away from it. Anyway, the same thing happened. It was a political coup on this day in 1997. Now, what they didn't tell you is the next coming months, they would get $150 million from Microsoft. That was a drop in the bucket compared to the somewhere between $500 million and $1 billion that Microsoft put in them in 2002 and 2003. They didn't want to expand because they had lots of not trade trouble, what would you call it? Restriction of trade and other issues with the SEC and a bunch of other stuff. So they had a bunch of money sitting around, and Bill Gates and Steve Jobs got together, and he showed him what he had. He says, okay. Eventually, that somewhere between 500 million and 1 billion over the last few years was cashed out to the tune of about $30 billion. So, 30 to 1 return on your money, not a bad deal. Of course, all that money was used in that second, after the first 150 million, to build the iPod and then the iPhone. We'll be back in a minute.
The TAS Profile Scanner is the most revolutionary piece of trading software that you will ever try. Wouldn't you like to approach the markets with confidence? As you begin your trading day, it's likely that you'll be faced with lots of decisions. In order to make the best decision, the first thing you'll need is a strategy that will help you minimize your risks. Whether we're in a bull or bear market, a good strategy is to have the tools needed to help you scan and analyze the markets before you trade. The TAS Profile Scanner instantly scans and filters over 2,500 global financial markets, such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, president of TAS Market Profile, the TAS Profile Scanner understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications, automated trading algorithms, and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. Whether you're looking at the trade matrix, the ETF heat grid, the market breadth, the landscape charts, or the many other features of the TAS Profile Scanner, this is a piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the markets and set up your trades. The team at TAS has even put together a 12-part video series to walk you through every aspect of the TAS Profile Scanner, which you can find directly on the TAS order page at TFNN.com. Sign up now for only $97 a month with a risk-free 30-day trial, so you have nothing to lose and everything to gain. See for yourself how you can harness the full power of the TAS Profile Scanner by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services section. Remember, with a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Don't let another day pass you by without trying out this amazing piece of software that will revolutionize how you look at the market and how you place trades. Sign up today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
As we're back, we want to take a look at some of the stuff going on at here. 3.8 billion shares. So again, volume just kind of creeping along. I think we're probably waiting for Google earnings after the bell. I don't suspect we've got a lot more in, but this is the last day of fund buying, and probably maybe some tiny amount of money in the morning. My guess is that everybody's in right now. Dollar index is up a quarter, 95.55. Seems to be, at least in my opinion, the powers that be have for a while now tried to keep the dollar index somewhere between 95 and 96. It's gotten out of control a few times, but it goes right back to this level. And of course, my guess is that they are kind of pulling some strings out there, a man behind the curtain, but certainly it looks like it's coming back in there. VIX has come down rather strongly, of course, over the last 6 weeks, but we were back in this range under 16 on the VIX, and generally, if you got under 16 and implied volatility on the stock that you've got is less than 30, then you're probably better off actually buying the put or the call, generally, than actually owning the stock if it's over 50 bucks. If it's under that, then generally you certainly, I don't want to be short cheap stocks under 30 bucks. Kind of my limit, just from getting my hat handed to me, which is never a good thing. I don't know where that started, but was something. What else is going on? Anyway, we were talking about Intel just a minute ago. We're going to get to Apple because I did see something that was rather interesting developing last week. Today, I look and see, I think I have a trap planned by some of the people on Wall Street. We've gotten higher, very light volume in Intel. We're just filling this gap down from earnings on the 25th. It came down with 86.5 million shares. You got about 11.8 million shares. And in fact, I want to go to Boeing next on this, because we've been talking about this, where these stocks just have not been really going through previous highs and kind of stalling out at those levels. I'd say about 90% of the stocks that are hitting these levels, they're not reversing a lot, but they're hitting these things without a lot of volume or getting close to it with volume, and then kind of trying to tear through or chew through the highs, but a lot of times reverse and close lower. Okay. Okay. So, anyway, we're up today on just 2.5 million shares on Boeing. That's going into an 8 million share, excuse me, a 5 million share October 3rd high. And that was 392.57. We're over that. We got to 394.90. But again, we'll see how the end of the day comes in. But, you gapped higher on the trade news on the 30th. You did so with 12 million shares. Should have been able to just go through the highs right then. Everybody's kind of, I'll show you mine if you show me yours kind of thing, but certainly not the kind of volume as you actually break through that 392.57 high that you want to see. Very light volume. And again, kind of light volume in the market when this morning kind of looked like we'd have a big volume day. And I think it's just going to be average or even sub-average soon enough. Now, in Apple, Apple has had, let me go ahead and pop this up to AAPL. Apple has had some fairly anomalous, would it be anomalous? Outlier, let's call it that, outlier high shorting in the stock. And you can go back to the 28th when this thing was being shorted like it was Tesla. 20% on the 28th, 22%, 23%. Then we got Thursday, we only had about 18%, but right back to 20% on Friday. So today we have a legion of shills, I'll call them shills, going out and saying that Apple should do this and that, and Apple is buying back shares, and Apple's doing this and doing that. And this is exactly how you engineer a short squeeze in a market. Gaps up, you got most of the people on the wrong side, then it's story time or narrative time. And very few of these things are kind of ever, even in a extreme remote parallel universe, ever going to happen, like Apple buying Netflix and saying, oh, it'd be $190. They got to 190 billion. They got 250. They should just buy Netflix. And it just ridiculously lame excuses. But you know what? It almost always gets the job done. The good part of it is if you want to short Apple, all you need to do is wait until all these people that shorted have covered. And you probably have a fairly good pullback coming if you missed this little song and dance, what would you call it? Dog and pony show that JP Morgan and a handful of other weasels of Wall Street are putting on today. So anyway, you can give me a call at 877-927-6648. You can email me at path@tfnn.com. And of course, you can always put a message in the den. We got a few more. I'm going to start looking at some other stocks and see how they're doing today. Adobe finally getting back up to its previous December 3rd high. That was 260.72 with 4.3 million shares. So far today, you got 2.5 million shares. So you're about halfway there. Again, everybody getting a little nervous when you get ready to test these previous highs. We've had some with light volume, some without. Certainly the energy off these lows has not been all that exciting. Even if you compare it to the energy up back on November 20th up to that December 3rd high in Adobe Systems, there just isn't a lot of energy in it. ARE, we talked Friday about how some of these stocks, especially in the real estate industry, were starting to roll over. We'll look at the V and Q next. But you had kind of a breakout on no volume, and now it looks like you're very close in Alexandria real estate equities of pulling back into these and back into the trading range. There are a lot of these little companies. I'd call them little, but they're the companies in this REIT and real estate sector. They're going to report over the next few days. I think we're going to get something. Anyway, it's not like these things are blowing up, but they certainly aren't able to hold their eyes very well. When we come back, we'll look at the VNQ. That was the first one kind of giving us a little signal on Friday, but there may be a little bit more on the sideways before these things roll over, but they're starting to give some decent suggestions about their near-term future. We'll be back in a minute.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks!
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And what do we got going on here? Oh, looking at the Vanguard REITs, again, we saw a test with about the same amount of volume as December 6th, 15 million shares. Friday we saw 16 million shares, but it couldn't hold that high. Little pullback out here, energy off the low, fairly low, but some fairly decent resistance levels have been hit. We want to watch those fairly close. Got a question already on NVIDIA. I can get back here from, is it Ralph? It is Ralph. Let's look at NVIDIA. Everybody apparently is talking about it on Financial Infotainment TV today. We're down at 131. You're up to 150.68 today. You never got down and tested the previous lows, but you may have not on that December 26th. The low that you wanted to test on lighter volume was the November 20th low. That's 133.15. 42 million shares that day. He tested it on January 28th with 63 million shares. Now, what we did find out is that they've got an absolute ton of older memory that they need to get out the door along with chips. So I don't know if this company's going to turn around in 1 quarter or not, but it certainly seems from what people are saying and the ads that I'm seeing on their video cards, there hasn't been a better time probably in 5 years to buy the state-of-the-art video card that now exists. In fact, I think normally there's been, like 3 or 4 models of a high-end video card for gaming and machine learning, that kind of stuff. I'm going to say that they may have 10 right now. It seems like every week they come out with yet another one. They're literally flooding the market with every kind of different card that they can find. And it looks like this is an attempt to get rid of older memory technology that they bought from Micron. Micron, of course, they're not taking it back. When you get huge orders for memory like that, you have to eat it as a manufacturer. Now, Micron is sitting back up here at the resistance levels. You had plenty of volume going in to last week on the 1st, and even 61 million shares on the gap up on the 25th. So you got some fairly decent volume going in to volume about half that on the November 8th and December 3rd high. Does it look that horrible? The answer is no. But again, this entire market, as I go through a lot of these stocks that are testing highs, are doing so. They've got the volume, but they can't break out. What else do we have? Okay, that answers that question. We'll go through some more here. Altus USA, ATUS is a symbol on this one, had a $19.59 high on September 20th. Had 10.5 million shares, got into it on Friday with 4.5 million shares. Got about 4 million shares so far today. So you're probably going to get maybe 65% of the volume of that previous September 20th high. Volume's not that bad. Avago, this is another one that's just hanging out here at these highs. This is certainly running into it with a much lighter volume than most. In fact, let's do this. Energy was okay, kind of rang around, but certainly falling out as we get into these previous highs. March 13th and June 15th, we had 268 highs in Avago with about 6 million shares. When we look at this, you had nothing close to it so far. So this was very interesting, but no signal yet other than the fact that this thing has a very light volume for about 4 days here. Now, maybe something's coming that we don't know about, but very rare. I'm trying to remember how many times I've ever seen a market go up, light volume or even decent volume, and not able to break through when you had high volume and instantly come back into the trading range. So there's something going on in this market. We just don't know quite what yet. Maybe we'll get another signal. The Buckle, BKE, this is one of the few stocks that has kind of a bullish bottom in the market now, not back in late December, early January. Back down to the previous lows of March 15th. This is a retail, I think call it a teen? I'll call it a teen clothing store in the malls, but at least back down on lighter volume and energy. But I'm not interested in buying any kind of stock in a retail mall these days. Douglas Emmett, DEI, breaking over the December 7th, a day that will live in infamy, a high at 37.52 over the last couple of days. You needed about a little over 1 million shares. You've been running about 500,000 shares light, and you certainly have probably going to be maybe 55% of volume in that one by the end of the day over that previous high. Energy was a little lighter off that December 26th low. Dahmer, I think that's the way you pronounce it, Daner. Little reversal signal on this one come on Friday. Not quite a close low enough, though, to get it. First high was 2.4 million shares on October 3rd. You hit December 3rd with 4.5 million shares. You get the 2.9 million shares on Thursday. Friday, you pull back on 2.6 million shares. Just a little doji with no volume today out here. But again, a lot of energy off that December 3rd high into the December 24th low, the January 3rd low into this high. Energy certainly wasn't anywhere close to that December 3rd high back to that 94.59 low. Question in the den, can I look at BDSI? We shall, as we can. To what else we have? Okay. So you broke above $4. You did so with 650,000 shares. Since then, you've not really had a sign of strength. That November 2nd high came in with 1.4 million shares. Never ever, well, you got 2 million shares on the 16th as you broke above it. So there's your volume and break with volume above that high. Wow. Anyway, we're back. Oh, and ready to go to break. Hey, how come I couldn't sneeze just a minute later? Who knows? We'll be back in a minute.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. If you'd like to be the bank and get the type of interest they receive instead of the low interest rates they give to clients, then I have an investment you may want to take a look at. I'm offering 4-year secured first mortgages on buildable city lots in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment can be anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000 per buildable city lot. The interest paid is 7% per year, paid monthly. Depending on the investment, the income per month per lot ranged from $175 for a $30,000 investment to $437.50 for a $75,000 investment. If you are in the CD market, you want to look at this investment. St. Petersburg is located in Pinellas County, which is the densest county in Florida. If you're looking for an investment with your principal intact that pays a good interest rate, this may be for you. The supply is limited, so act now. For more information on these secured first mortgage opportunities, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Will the S&P 500 continue to climb? For bold trades on U.S. large cap stocks in either direction, trade SPXL, SPUU, or SPXS. Directions Daily S&P 500 Bull and Bear Leveraged ETFs. Direction Leveraged ETFs. An investor should carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses before investing. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, call 866-476-7523 or visit directioninvestments.com. A fund's prospectus and summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
And we're back. We were looking at BDSI, Biodelivery Sciences. They make pain relief stuff. And where it goes, I had to look up in the description because I didn't know where that particular part of the body was. And, well, you put it in your cheek. I guess in your mouth. So, but it could have been a bad word. I wasn't exactly sure. I don't think I've ever seen it in my life. Mucoso. Kind of sounded like a nasal passage thing. Didn't know that was what they called the cheek, though. Anyway, drug delivery system looks like things are doing good. The last major high, now that you've broken out, goes back to the October 19, 2015 high at $7.04. So may take a little while to get there, but you had volume, not the kind of sign of strength that I would normally look for, but certainly you had enough volume to break through the previous high, and now you're just drifting around. It may take a while to get there, but 704 is the October 19th, 2015 high, and where the next major resistance level comes in. Yeah. It's an alternative, but what is it? What is the drug that they're pushing? Doesn't really tell me how it actually reduces pain. But all those things are probably pretty good. Yeah, I'm reading here again. Yeah. So I don't really, well, I read it. I still don't understand it, which is a lot of those biotech things. You really have to get into the weeds to know what they're doing. But at least on the chart, doesn't look bad. And like you said, the story sounds good. Anything that isn't heroin-based is interesting. MSFT. I had a question on Microsoft out here today. It is the anniversary of Satya Nadella's first 5 years. Seems like it's been just a day ago. And that is certainly the ability for a CEO to come in and transform a company. I got to get a drink. Hang on a second. Okay. You got a nice pop, but man, volume is light today. 19.6 million shares. You gap down on 31 million shares on the earnings. And I think that's all you got to say. Came down on heavy volume. Could you get 19, maybe you get 25 million shares by the end of the day. Not a rousing endorsement, though, of that. I still suspect this thing is working its way back down to $98. What else do we have out here? Fastenal. think that's Fastenal. No. Oh, FAS. Getting back into this left shoulder here, a little over 60, 61, 62 bucks. I don't know why that's in my list. Halliburton, a little bounce off this move. I guess I need to shorten my time frame up. You've got a high coming in on Halliburton back on this December 3rd high, 33.11. You got 32.42 on Friday with 7.7 million shares compared to that 11.5 million share high on December 3rd. Energy's not all that exciting. This is the entire market, and that is you just didn't have a lot of people coming in here and buying until the Fed got real active. Okay. HD Supply Holdings. This one's been going up against the December 4th high, $41.77, 3.7 million shares. And you've had 2 million shares, 1.2 million shares on Friday. Today, 700,000 shares. So a few of these, let's try to get this up. Again, getting up to these highs, showing not a lot of volume. Energy wasn't that bad on the way back up, but it is interesting. HLF, I was looking at this and I thought, okay, I'll go ahead and pull the trigger short on it until I saw the short interest in this thing. This thing's got 12 days to cover, and it's testing its high on fairly light volume, but again, they're probably waiting for this thing to pop and then short it after it pops and run some of the shorts out of it. Way too many shorts still in that stock, and you can be right, but very early. Eventually, that thing's probably going back to 20 bucks, but may take another year. Healthcare Realty Trust, again, looking at these real estate sectors, stocks, hitting the previous December highs, in this case, 31.74 at 1.2 million shares, with about 660,000 shares, 640,000 shares today, down, trying to bounce up a little bit on 192,000 shares. So a lot of these things have hit their highs. This one's one of the more bearish of the charts that we've found out here. Again, you can give me a call at 877-927-6648. Okay. Iron Mountain, been watching this one for a little while. Finally getting back up into its gap. Down. That gap down occurred on the 12th of December in 2017. So we've just now coming back and filling it. You had kind of a big reversal day of 2 million shares on Friday as it got about halfway in, which is pretty consistent with gap filling. Not much going on out here on the side. But again, when you go back and look at that original gap, it came down with 8.6 million shares, and you're testing it with, let's call it 2.6 million shares on Thursday, and Friday you had 2 million shares. But still, a fourth of the volume of that way down. All those people, if they're still around and still solvent, are kissing the ground and saying it's a great day and getting their cash back. Energy was okay on the way back up, but nothing like it was off that high of November 21st, 2017 on the way back down to the February 28th low. Well, we got just a few minutes left. We'll look at Google. Got a few people asking about that now.
The universe provides us with opportunities all the time, and I was no different. In 2006, I invested $2,500 in a 2-day master trader course taught by Tom O'Brien, then ranked as the #1 market timer for gold. The fact is, if you want to be the best, you must learn from the best. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability and the Market Timer of the Year for 2018. To celebrate this accomplishment, TFNN.com is offering you a free 2-week subscription to my award-winning newsletter service, and there's no charge to you until day 15 unless you cancel sooner. That's right, we're waiving the normal upfront deposit, and this offer is available to anyone and everyone, even if you've tried Mastering Probability before. Sign up now, and I'll teach you the tool that identified the bottom in the Dow on January 26th, the morning that led to the largest daily point gain in history. This offer will expire on February 10th, so go to the homepage of TFNN.com now and click on Mastering Probability.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today. Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And we'll wrap up and see if there's anything in the chart in Google. But the only thing that I'm thinking is more fundamental, and that is whether or not this will be the company to whiff. Need about you need about 3 million shares today as you go through the December 3rd high. So far, you've got about 1.9 million shares. So could you get to 3 million? You could, but that just takes you up to the previous high. And most of the companies that have run into earnings have retreated after earnings. Amazon, probably the biggest example. It gapped down and didn't do anything else. But as far as the chart looks, Amazon was a little weaker, didn't get up to the highs. But certainly when I look at Google, it doesn't look that far away from it. I wouldn't be in it, shorted or anything. But, you know, if you had some companies that were associated with it, you might look at trying to catch those after market if it does whiff. But not great, not bad. Certainly the energy down was tough. And the question I have for them is just how much money are they going to be paying in fines? Because, I mean, this is getting to be a habit in Europe, where every quarter they get another $5 billion fine. I don't know what if they've had to pay those yet, but it certainly looks like this is getting kind of long in the tooth. Either they need to change their behavior, or at least in Europe, they're going to be fined to a non-profit status in Europe. And that's kind of the worst part of it. Anyway, sorry about the frog in my throat today, but I'm sure he'll move on along by tomorrow. In the meantime, sell when you can, not when you have to. And we'll see you here tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.